Hi guys, this is Misty from the Book Rat, and today I thought I'd do a little book pushing. So this is a new thing that I'm going to do. I'm thinking maybe on different themes every now and then, just push some books on you and tell you about my favorite, dystopian books, or my favorite books from my childhood, or fairy tales, or classics, or whatever. So if this is something you guys want to see, just a little book pushing, let me know, and if you have ideas for the types of books you'd like me to talk about, let me know. Today, though, I'm going to start with just recent reads. So these are all things that I've read within the past few months and that I'm still thinking about. So they've stood out to me, they've captured my attention and captured my heart a little bit, and I think more people should read them. You actually can't read this one yet, it's not out, but when it comes out, I think that you should read this because it's fantastic. First one is Breadcrumbs by Anyas Ghost, and just take a minute to look at that beautiful cover. So, this is a modern retelling of a fairy tale, The Snow Queen by Hans Christian Andersen, though it actually does work in a lot of other fairy tales and modern tales. A very readerly book. There's that connection for sure. This was just beautiful. I mean, just absolutely stunning storytelling. I really liked Hazel, and there's this great story of friendship between her and Jack, and she's going to do whatever she has to do to get her friend back. So it's really lovely from that standpoint. But it's also just great for Hazel. You normally think of coming-of-age stories as being older, it's someone transitioning into adulthood. But this has that sort of element in that Hazel is confronting who she is a little bit, and her past, and who she wants to be. And I don't want to give anything away, but there are times that it was just heart-wrenching, just so true and beautiful as to be kind of painful. And it uses that core of reality and authenticity and pain to weave the fairy tales into, which just worked absolutely beautifully. Just Anyas Ghost did a stunning job. I cannot wait to get a finished copy so that I can see the artwork. This is one that's going to stay on my shelves and that I'm going to recommend to a lot of people, including you. I think you should pick this up, especially if you like fairy tales, but even if you don't. One of the best middle grade books that I've read in recent years. Love it. It's Dust of 100 Dogs by A.S. King. Loved it. It's sort of this interweaving of two stories. One is historical and one is current, and it's kind of magical realist in that, because both stories are actually about one person, but she was reincarnated. It's a long, there's a process, but it's just great. Basically, Emmer was a pirate, and then she was cursed to live 100 lives as a dog, and then she's reborn as Saffron. Now, Saffron remembers her life as a pirate. She remembers her life, or lives, as all those dogs. And now that she's human again, she wants to finish her business that she left unfinished when she was killed. It's by turns really, really funny and really, really dark. There are some things that happen that, might be triggering for people, or might, make people uncomfortable. Emmer was a hardcore pirate, and Saffron remembers that, and so she'll, when she's irritated, think about gouging someone's eyeball out or scalping them or something. So, I mean, there's a definite dark streak to Saffron. But it makes for great dark humor. And I just thought that the character was realized really well, and the story was so unique. I think A.S. King did just a fantastic job with it, with both aspects, the modern and the historical, and created two fantastic characters that are just two halves of a whole. It has such a cool cover. Isn't that awesome? Just be warned, it's probably not for the squeamish. Alright, this one I read a few months ago too. This was actually in my 2011 book tag as the book that I'm an evangelist for. It was Anyas Ghost by Vera Broskell. This is a graphic novel, and it's fantastic. Just really well done with a very distinct style. Vera's art is beautiful. Her story is really funny. Anya is just a great main character. It's got this great mix of ghost story and urban legend and just modern teenage crap that you go through. Just really, really funny and well done. And I said in my review of it, there are entire pages that will go by that have just zero text on them, but yet you're never lacking the story. She's so expressive in her art that it's all just laid out. It's really, really well done. So if you like graphic novels, definitely pick this up. If you've never read a graphic novel and you want to try one, I would say go with this. It's something that you can get into and still feel like you're getting the meat of a story, but with excellent illustration. So definitely grab this one. Next is The Near Witch by Victoria Schwab. This reads like a fairy tale, though it's not really, but it is about a witch, obviously. But it's also just this great bit of storytelling. I said in my review that this should be read aloud, and I firmly believe that. The writing is just lyrical and magical and absolutely beautiful. It's sort of a Pied Piper tale, almost. Kids are going missing in the town, and that's sort of used to explore sort of themes of otherness and outsiderness, and as beautiful as the surface of the story is just in the writing, there's some really good depth to it that I wasn't necessarily expecting. So this is definitely on my to-get list for this year. I think people should pick this up. It's a debut, and it's a stunning one at that, and I'm looking forward to see what else Victoria does. Really, really great. And the last one is Star-Crossed by Elizabeth C. Bunce. This one I'm recommending because the world is so fully realized right off the bat. It just engulfs you. Page 1, you're thrust into the action. You get a sense of who Digger is and who her world is immediately. It's got this great sort of courtly intrigue to it and a historical feel, even though it's not historical. And Digger is sort of a dubious hero. She's not quite an anti-hero, but she's doing some things that aren't necessarily on the up and up because she is a thief. She's a professional thief. But you know that there's more to her and that there's more to her backstory, and it just makes her really intriguing and still root-forable, even though she's not quite on the straight and narrow. And it's also got a fun magic element, so it's really got something for everybody, I think. And the storytelling just draws you along. Just really, really great. I'm looking forward to the sequel, Liar's Moon, which comes out soon. I just think this is a great sort of escape from reality, really good book, so check that out. Real quick, those were Breadcrumbs by Anne Ursu, Dust of 100 Dogs by A.S. King, Anyas Ghost by Vera Broskell, The Near Witch by Victoria Schwab, and Star-Crossed by Elizabeth C. Bunce. I really hope that you'll pick them up. If you do and you read them, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear it. And let me know what theme of books you want to see me push next and what books you push on people.